to talk about generalized anxiety disorder and how that differs from a panic attack. So what are the differences?
The worrier.
Okay.
Not worrier, but they're warriors as well. The constant worrier. It's just that. So we talked last segment about how much of panic attack and panic disorder has to do with the physiological, the cardiorespiratory system. The worrier may be perfectly calm from here down.
Okay.
But up here, what if? It's generalized anxiety disorder. It's general. Think of the language. It's just kind of all the time.
It's all the time.
And sometimes not very situational. It's not about when one thing is really going wrong in your life and you get anxious, and it's sustained because over time that situation has to resolve itself.
Right.
You're in a crisis in your relationship. One of your kids is sick. Things go on in our lives where, yes, our anxiety elevates. That adrenaline sort of rushes to kind of help rescue us and channel us and direct us. And we don't always calm down. That's very different from a panic attack, for example, that does have that 20-minute, that 20-minute sequence to it. But when we're in a state of anxiety all the time, people are restless, they can't sleep, they're overly medicated, because the world is a dangerous place.
And there's so many symptoms. We do have a graphic that shows some of those signs and symptoms of anxiety, and I can relate to a few of these so well. And like you mentioned, it's almost that voice in your head that you can't quiet so easily. Can you talk a little bit about these signs and symptoms?
Well, this list is not so different from the last list we looked at in the last segment. It's actually almost the same, except the other list was broken up for some reason. But these are all the symptoms of a panic attack, except you're not having them at that high level, and you don't have that cluster of 4 that I mentioned. But, we talked about feeling weak or tired, trouble sleeping, I mentioned just a few minutes ago. They're all there, but they're just there at kind of a low level. So maybe your heart's beating just a little more quickly, particularly at certain times of the day than, somebody else's heart would be, or maybe you're just more prone to perspire. Sleep disturbance is very, very common. But the first one is what it feels like. I'm nervous, I'm irritable, I'm on edge.